This is America in 2026. The richest country in the world, yet thousands of families have no home. Tonight, they'll sleep in parking lots, inside old cars, and tomorrow morning, their children will wake up, get dressed, and go to school like everything is normal.
Every morning across America, millions of children walk into school, backpacks on, lunch in hand, ready for the day. They look like every other student. They sit in the same classrooms. They take the same tests. They eat in the same cafeteria. And when the bell rings at 3 p.m., some of them go home to a house. And some of them go home to a car. Now pause. This is not a small number. Right now in America, more than 3 million children are experiencing homelessness. 3 million children. And a growing number of them are not in shelters, not in tents, not on the street. They are in vehicles, parked in quiet neighborhoods, outside 24-hour stores, in church parking lots, in school parking lots, invisible, hidden, unknown to almost everyone around them. Because their parents, working parents, loving parents, parents doing everything they can, have learned how to make homelessness look like everything else. So the question is simple. How is this happening? In the richest country in the world, how are 3 million children going to school from a car? Watch until the end. Because what we found will change how you look at every child you see tomorrow. In this documentary, we follow one family, a mother named Lisa, 2 children, ages 7 and 11, a 2009 Honda Kia RV, and a story that started with one missed paycheck. We follow the system and ask why it keeps failing the people who need it most. And we ask the question that 3 million children are living inside right now. How does a family become homeless without anyone noticing? Subscribe to GlobePath. We show you what hides in plain sight. Chapter 1. Lisa's story, one paycheck away. Her name is Lisa. She is 34 years old, single mother of 2. She worked at a hotel, housekeeping 5 days a week. It was not glamorous work. It was not high paying, but it was consistent. And consistent was enough. She had a 2-bedroom apartment, $1,400 a month. She paid it every month for 4 years. Then COVID hit. The hotel shut down. Her job disappeared overnight. She applied for unemployment. The system was overwhelmed. Payments took weeks. Then months. Rent was still due. She used savings. Then borrowed from family. Then maxed a credit card. Then the eviction notice came. Now, pause. Lisa did not make bad choices. She did not spend recklessly. She did not ignore the problem. She was a working mother in a system that had no pause button for a global emergency. And when the system failed, she had 30 days to find somewhere to go. Shelters had no family rooms available. The wait list for emergency housing assistance was 4 months long. So Lisa did what she had to do. She packed what fit in the car, put the rest in storage, told her kids they were going on an adventure. Her daughter, 7 years old, believed her. Her son, 11, did not. That was 14 months ago. Today, Lisa still works. She found a part-time job at a grocery store. She saves every dollar she can. And every night, she parks in a quiet neighborhood, reclines the front seat, makes sure both kids are covered, and tries to sleep. Every morning she wakes at 6, drives to the community center, uses the gym shower before it gets busy, packs the kids' lunches from food she keeps in a cooler, drops them at school by 7:45. They walk in like every other kid. Nobody knows. Chapter 2. The Invisible Epidemic. 3 million children. Lisa is not alone, not even close. According to the most recent federal data, more than 3 million children experience homelessness in America every year. But the number most people picture, children on the street, in tents, visibly without shelter, is not the full picture. The majority of homeless children in America are what experts call hidden homeless. They are in cars, in motels paid for week to week, doubling up in relatives' already crowded homes, in spaces that don't look like homelessness from the outside. And that invisibility is both a survival strategy and a trap, because hidden homelessness is harder to count, harder to reach, harder to help. Now, pause. The federal definition of homeless includes children in unstable housing, cars, motels, doubled-up situations. Schools are actually required by law to identify and support homeless students, and the numbers schools are reporting are rising every year. In the last 5 years, the number of homeless students identified by American public schools has increased by over 40%. 40% in 5 years. And those are only the ones who were identified, the ones whose parents told the school, the ones who filled out the form, the ones the system actually found. Lisa never told her children's school because she was afraid of judgment, afraid of what they might do, afraid that someone might decide she was not a fit mother because she was living in a car. So her children are not in that number. And neither are thousands of families making the same calculation every day. Chapter 3. What it actually looks like inside. People imagine car homelessness as something temporary. A few nights. A week maybe. For Lisa, it has been 14 months. And inside that reality, there is a routine that most people never have to think about. Where do you park? Not anywhere. You learn quickly which neighborhoods have late-night activity. Avoid those. Which areas have early morning street cleaning? Avoid those. Which parking lots have security that will knock on your window? Avoid those. Lisa has a mental map of every safe parking spot within 15 minutes of her children's school. Where do you use the bathroom at night? The community center opens at 6 a.m. Before that, a 24-hour gas station 3 blocks from their usual parking spot. Lisa taught her children to never need the bathroom after 10 p.m. if they could help it. Her 7-year-old has learned this. 7 years old. Where do you keep food? A small cooler in the trunk. Ice from a gas station every 2 days. Food that doesn't need cooking. Bread, peanut butter, fruit, crackers, cheese in small portions. On days when Lisa has extra, she buys her son his favorite cereal. He eats it dry from a small container on the drive to school. He calls it car breakfast. He says it like it is normal, because for him, it is. Now, pause. A 7-year-old who has learned not to need the bathroom after 10 p.m. An 11-year-old who eats cereal dry from a container on the way to school and calls it car breakfast. These are not small details. These are the details that show what 14 months in a car actually does to a family. Chapter 4. The system that can't find them. The hardest part about helping families like Lisa's is finding them, because hidden homelessness is designed to be invisible, and the systems built to help are designed to find visible homelessness. Shelters look for people at the door. Outreach workers look on the street. Official counts happen on specific nights in specific locations. None of that finds Lisa, because Lisa is parked in a quiet neighborhood that looks like any other quiet neighborhood. Her children are in school, which looks like success. She is working, which looks like stability. From the outside, nothing looks wrong, and the system, designed to respond to what it can see, does not see her. Now pause. There are programs designed specifically for homeless families. Emergency rental assistance, rapid rehousing programs, family shelter placements. But here is the reality. Emergency rental assistance in most cities has a waiting list of 3 to 6 months. Family shelters, the ones that keep families together, that don't separate mothers from children, are the rarest type of shelter in America. In many cities, if a family cannot be kept together, mothers are offered a bed in a women's shelter, and children are referred to child services. Lisa knows this. It is why she never called. Because the system designed to help her could also take her children, and she will sleep in a car for the rest of her life before she lets that happen. Chapter 5. What this does to children. Research on children experiencing homelessness is clear and consistent, and it is not easy to read. Children in unstable housing situations, cars, motels, doubled-up homes, show significantly higher rates of anxiety, depression, developmental delays, learning difficulties, absenteeism, not because they are less capable, not because their parents love them less, but because the human brain, especially a developing brain, requires stability to function. Sleep is where memory consolidates, where learning is processed, where development happens. And when sleep happens in the front seat of a car, parked in a rotating set of neighborhoods, with one ear always listening for a knock on the window, it is not the same kind of sleep. Now, pause. Lisa's son, 11 years old, used to love math. His teacher told her last year he was one of the strongest students in the class. This year, his grades have dropped. He is not sleeping well. He worries at night. He listens for the same sounds Lisa listens for. He is 11 years old, and he has learned to sleep like someone who might need to move at any moment. Lisa knows. She sees it. And there is nothing she can do except find an apartment as fast as she possibly can. She has applied for rental assistance. She is on the wait list. She has been on the wait list for 5 months. 1 more month, maybe 2. She says this every week. 1 more month, maybe 2. Chapter 6. The teachers who know. Some people do see. Teachers. Because children carry what happens at night into the classroom every morning. Experienced teachers learn to notice the child who is always tired, the child who hoards food at lunch, the child who flinches when someone asks where they live, the child who changes the subject when the class talks about their bedroom. Some teachers notice Lisa's son. His teacher this year started leaving a granola bar on his desk before class. Never made it a thing. Just, it was there. He eats it every morning. He has never said anything. Neither has she. That granola bar is not a solution. It is not policy. It is not funding. It is just one person seeing another person and doing the smallest possible thing. Now, pause, because sometimes the smallest possible thing is the only thing happening. And that, in the richest country in the world, is where we are. Chapter 7. The question every parent should ask. If you are a parent, think about tonight, your child's bedtime routine, their bed, their pillow, the specific stuffed animal they cannot sleep without, the temperature they like the room, the nightlight they may or may not still use, the glass of water on the nightstand. Now remove all of it. Replace it with a reclined car seat, a parking lot, street noise, a parent pretending to be calm so you feel safe. And then, try to learn something tomorrow. Try to focus. Try to remember. Try to be a normal kid when nothing about last night was normal. That is what 3 million children are doing right now. Not in some distant country. Not in some other era. Right now. Tonight. In your city. In the parking lot you drove past this morning. Conclusion, the morning. We saw Lisa one more time. Early morning, 6:15 a.m., community center parking lot. She was organizing the cooler. Her daughter was still asleep in the back seat, small, curled up, holding a stuffed elephant. Her son was already awake, sitting up, looking out the window. Quiet. Lisa looked up when she heard us. She didn't seem surprised, she just nodded. We asked her what she needed most. She didn't say money. She didn't say a house. She said, "I just want my son to sleep through the night again. That's it. Just sleep." That was it. After 14 months, after 5 months on a waiting list, after every morning at 6 a.m., after every granola bar on a desk, what she wanted most was for her 11-year-old to sleep like an 11-year-old. And tonight, she is still in the car. Her daughter is still holding the stuffed elephant. Her son is still listening for the knock on the window. And somewhere near them, in the same city, there are empty homes. There are waiting lists moving slowly. There are programs processing applications. There are billions in budgets being allocated and spent. And a boy who used to love math cannot sleep. If this story reached you, share it. Because 3 million children are invisible right now. And the first step to helping them is simply knowing they exist. Subscribe to Globe Path, because we will keep finding the stories that hide in plain sight. And the next one is already waiting. 3 million children, 1 stuffed elephant, 1 granola bar on a desk. This is Globe Path. We find what hides in the parking lots and quiet streets of the richest country on earth. Subscribe, share, come back, because these stories need to be seen.